Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 15, episode 14. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, y'all, let's get into it if we're going to get into it. When the episode first opens up, we see a montage of all the ladies, Kenya and Brooklyn and her Karate Kid cuteness. We see Marlo FaceTiming Scott Lee. Marlo, you looked cute in this scene. Candy is teaching Blaze how to brush her teeth. Blaze, you can't swallow the toothpaste, sweetie. You can't swallow it. In the next scene, Drew and her sister are scouting out a place to do her mental health retreat. So Drew is telling us in the confessional that her sister said when she went through her divorce. Now, the way that Drew put emphasis on her divorce made me realize that this confessional was shot after she filed for divorce. Okay? And she ain't fooling me. Drew said her sister was, really going through it when she had her divorce, and it took a toll on her mental health, and it really did decline. And I totally get that. Listen, whether or not you go through a divorce because you want to or because you need to, it still takes a toll on your mental health, especially if you have children, especially. So then she brings up alcohol at the retreat. And so the doctor there was like, no, okay, alcohol does not exactly mix well with the mental health of it all. Okay, we're going to be giving y'all some beetroot and some green shots, and you'll be fine. Moving forward. In the next scene, Sonya and Ross are at the house. It's after Christmas, and she starts talking to him about what they need to go over. So she hands him this notebook, and he's flipping through the pages, and it's a positive pregnancy test inside of it. Oh, that's great news, Sonya. Congratulations. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all can say what y'all want, but Sonya and Ross are a very sweet couple, and they are a very good couple. And I'm just hoping that this show does not bring about a curse like it does with everybody else, okay? I like their relationship, and I actually like to see Sonya's family dynamic. It may be an unpopular opinion, but I don't have a problem with it. I feel like seeing Drew and her sister, that's good TV. Seeing Sonya and her family, that's good TV to me. Now, that might not be for everybody else, but it's good TV to me. So anywho, she calls all the family in for a family meeting. So she's like, yeah, we need to go over some things for 2023. Everybody have a seat. So she turns around and they have on sweatshirts that says pregnant we're. Sonya, Sonya, Sonya. Girl, I already got pregnancy brain. You stand in front of her. When they turned around, y'all, and it said pregnancy we're, I said, oh my God, honey. They meant to say we're pregnant. So her sister realized it first. Here go her daddy. Y'all ain't told me nothing. Daddy, we telling you now. Okay? Now her mama, on the other hand, was like, what's going on? What's happening? Why is everybody jumping up? What is going on? So they finally had to do it again for the mama to catch on. And I just thought that was so sweet. The family was super happy. Mama took a little bit longer to catch on, but she caught on. And so Sonya sits down, honey, before Sonya could even get comfortable. Their sister was like, yeah, we already found ourselves an apartment. Yeah, we're moving. Mom and dad are moving in the apartment complex right across the street, honey. We ain't going to be able to help, honey. We ain't going to be able to do it. She was like, we're moving out because we already know how you operate. Now you about to have another child? Oh, no, ma'am. In the next scene, Drew and Ralph go out on a date. Now, why they keep filming said dates, I have no idea. Because every time we see Drew and Ralph together, when they are supposed to be enjoying each other's company, it's some foolery that ensues. The very first scene that we were introduced to Ralph as her husband, they were sitting down supposedly celebrating an anniversary, and Ralph was acting up. Had the girl running in her room crying. Ralph, you're just a scumbag. I mean, that's just what it is. So anywho, they're bowling, and he's making all these bets, talking about, if I do this or if I do that, then you got to call me daddy. Sir, get a grip. So they start talking. They sit down and start talking about the holidays. Drew brings up that she has a lot going on mentally, and she also brings up how he just stopped counseling. She's like, I'm still doing counseling and you not. He don't like that Dr. Ken calls him out. Okay, he does not like to be held accountable. So Ralph is making all these excuses, talking in riddles as to why he isn't going, talking about, so what you have to understand is a marriage can go to counseling, but a counseling can't go to marriage. And if your name is Drew and my name is Ralph, boy, shut up. Okay? Go to the damn counseling because you need it. Actually, you need individual therapy. Then you can meet her at the counseling. Anywho, so he talking in circles, honey. And he's like, because I've had less blow-ups than I did last year. So Drew is looking totally confused because, say what now? It's all a bunch of bull. Ralph loves to talk in these riddles and gaslight Drew. But what she said after that was real. She said, listen, you can go or don't go. I can't change you. I'm not trying to mother you. I'm not trying to do what it is that you want me to do. All I can do is focus on my growth. And I thought that was real. I said, you know what? You might have been sitting in front of Dr. Ken looking oblivious last season, but baby, he is teaching you some things because now you're aware that you can only control you. If Ralph does not want to put in the work, then to hell with him. Okay, that's what I say. Moving forward. Their date nights always turn into some mess because Ralph gonna make sure to bring his narcissistic ways with him everywhere that he goes. So Drew is telling him that he needs to meet her halfway and that she needs some support, especially with this movie that they're doing with Candy and Todd because she's gonna be gone for 10 days. Now, instead of him saying, I got you, he gonna say, because he loves to try to hold her back, talking about, well, I'm booked and busy as well. She was like, well, Todd has daddy daycare. He was like, well, I'm not Todd. I travel way more than he does. I travel a lot for work. Sir, these are your damn kids. And we don't even know what you do. Tommy Strong, honey, we don't even know what you do. Okay, so therefore and thus and such, you need to be helping with these children. He up there telling her, yeah, I want to be Barack and Obama. Yeah, see, Drew tried to correct him and say, no, you mean Barack and Michelle. No, honey, he got it right the first time. He's a selfish one-man act. Okay, he's a one-man band. Moving forward. In the next scene, Candy stops by Kenya's along with Shamia. Child, Shamia and Kenya have come a long way. Y'all remember when they were on their way to Miami and Kenya and Portia put together this whole little trip and they sent Shamia ahead of the group? And Kenya got in her confessional talking about shimmy, shimmy, shenane. Has her own thought quarters. Honey, I ain't gonna never forget. I said, child, not y'all being friends. And then remember when Shamia called when they came down to Houston to help with the Hurricane Harvey relief effort. And Kenya was being so nasty to Shamia on that phone. Shamia was trying to get directions. She was like, okay, see you when you get here. Bye-bye. Don't have time to talk. I'm like, oh, child, They've come a long way. I'm happy to see the helpers getting along. So they all sitting down. They came over to have a little girl talk. Kenya starts to tell them that she wants another baby. She says she has embryos, and Candy was like, so who gonna be the father? She was like, Mark's gonna be the father. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, Pam. No more Mark. We need to start you a hashtag on X, formerly known as Twitter. Hashtag no more Mark. We don't want it, honey. He don't give a damn about you, about your feelings, about anything that has to do with being an upstanding, good human being. We don't want Mark to create any more children, as beautiful and as lovely as Brooklyn is. We don't want you to have to go through it with Mark. No, ma'am. So Kenya was like, well, Shamia, you had a surrogate, and Candy, you had one. So Shamia used Candy's surrogate, which was Shadina. And side note, prayers up for Shadina because she's battling cancer. I don't know if she's in remission currently, but I do know that she was diagnosed with breast cancer. So my prayers and thoughts to her. And she did have a surrogate, and I think that may be the route that you need to go, Kenya. So Kenya was worried that she might feel jealous because she's not carrying the baby. But they're telling her, girl, it's going to be the exact same. You're going to come in, you're going to do skin to skin, you're going to connect with your baby. It's your baby. You're just not carrying it. So Shamia was like, well, girl, I missed y'all. So what's been going on? So y'all cool with Sheree, right? So we find out that hotel broke down tail didn't even pay for Sheree's dinner. He wanted all the ladies to Cashapp him to help pay for the dinner. And the dinner was $1,500. Oh, I could have told y'all that. I could have told y'all a hotel ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. I could have told you that. He got too many child support payments. Plus, he's just low down like that. That's just how he is. Sheree, you better not talk about nobody else's man when yours can't even afford to get you something to eat. And I do mean not nobody else's man. Child, not $sign hotel home. Not him giving the cash app. And then it's a cash app, honey. You could have at least asked them to Zelle you something. Child, not the cash app. Anywho, In the next scene, Sheree takes her dog to the groomer to get him all cleaned up because he's been running through the mud and whatnot. And she was like, yeah, I've had a lot of dogs in my life, but, Gotti is my favorite of them all. Then this woman came out of her mouth and said, he's a great partner, just like Martell. Baby, the bar is set in hell. The bar is set in hell. The dog is a great partner like Martell, the one who was texting people his Cashapp. Okay. So while she doing that all that line, he calls her while she's there. Probably from a prepaid phone, honey, if she know. Probably from a prepaid flip phone down from the Family Dollar. Listen, I love to give Hotel a hard time, honey. If it's one thing I'm going to do, I might not get a Heifers a hard time, but I'm going to give Hotel a hard time. Anywho, so she gets a FaceTime from the prepaid phone of it all. And so the producers asked her, Sheree, what did Martell get you for your birthday? She said, the Alexander McQueen handbag joggers, spring, September, summer, and you'll be the first person over for dinner. Sheree, we don't want to know all that, baby. You sound like you're lying. I can tell you're lying because when you're replying, stutter, 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 stutter. Shout out to Joe. Sheree, you're lying. Okay, that man probably don't even know how to spell Alexander McQueen. As a matter of fact, I'm sure he does not. She was like, yeah, he doesn't like to buy high-end things. Child, because he can't afford it. Sheree, girl, you deserve better than Martell. He comes with a lot of baggage. And he's just not pulling his weight, girl. You're a boss. You're an OG Atlanta housewife. Girl, goodbye and good night. So Sheree is checking out at this place, y'all. They asked Sheree for her email address. Sheree, did I just hear you give them people an AOL email address? I don't have time. I'm not about to play with you. I'm not about to play. In the next scene, Drew goes for the table reading at the candy factory, and it's awkward AF. They don't really know how to interact with each other. Drew feels like Candy owes her an apology. Candy's like, girl, I can't believe you said I lied on you. I'm not no liar. So we're still in the same place, but we're moving on because Todd needs the movie. So Todd gets in the confessional, and Candy was like, yeah, he's been so supportive of me. So he really needs this movie to happen for himself because, my career is basically good. We good over here. Candy, don't say it like that. Poor Todd, honey, he be getting it even from his wife. He was like, don't say what I need. But, Todd gonna sit there and stick beside her because they a package deal, honey. Building an empire. I may be small. Whoa. But my empire keeps on growing. Moving forward. So they start doing the reading. And, okay. The movie on Tubi. But they doing what they do. They doing what they do with the table read of it all. So Todd tells them that this is not based on a true story. Okay, so I don't want y'all going around Atlanta line acting like me and my wife be trying to, give each other hall passes, because we don't. I know that's right, honey, because we going to be watching, wondering if life is imitating art, honey. I know I am. Like, say, what now? Oh, that's how y'all be getting down? Okay. In my mind, I'm thinking as I'm looking around the table, because all Candy's homegirls are around that table. I said, baby, Todd told Candy, call some of your friends to be in my movie. But see, that's how you stretch that budget. Moving forward. It's the day of Drew's mental health retreat, and the retreat came about due to her sister battling with mental health issues. She had to go into a facility, so certain things that she learned and, skills that she used to cope, she wants to share those with the ladies. And, I'm happy that her sister's story is being told because it's important. In the Black community, we do not talk about mental health enough. And the old school people, as soon as you tell them that you feel down in any way, oh, she crazy. It's because she crazy. I cannot stand that. They don't think you need a therapist. They just think you need GOD. Sometimes you need to talk to someone. And sometimes you need medication. That's just the facts. So I'm happy that we're talking about it. So everybody's starting to arrive down to the retreat. Cynthia makes yet another appearance. Hey, girl. Girl, just come on back at this point. Ralph and Ross, they walk in at the same time, right? So Drew is like, hey, Ralph. But she hugs Ross's neck. Now, I know everybody was in an uproar because Ralph walked on past Drew. But everybody's in the confessional like, well, is Drew and Ralph okay? Like, is he mentally okay? Because he just walked by like he didn't even see his wife. Well, to be fair, okay, because I went back and watched it. Drew walked past him and embraced Ross. I feel like she was partially in the wrong. Okay, greet your husband first. She know Ralph petty, And Ralph, you're passive aggressive and you're an ass because you see your wife, you know that this is her event. She spoke to Ross, but then after she spoke to Ross, then she was speaking to you and you still should have acknowledged her. He went around the entire room and then acknowledged Drew last. And then he was like, oh, hey, you're speaking to me. Oh, you hugged Ross first. So I can understand him saying that because Drew, you literally breezed on past the man. Anywho, the retreat is underway. Her sister is telling them, that she called them there because so many times during her anxiety and her panic attacks, she called 911 and she called them so much that they had to transfer her to a mental health facility. So she's just telling them how things affected her. And these are some of the things that she did. And they actually do work. So they go outside to drop it with Drew. Drew in the confessional talking about, oh, drop it with Drew is going great. Here go Marlo. She gonna pull up the site talking about, it gave error message 404. Marlo said, oh, the internet done dropped it. Marlo, what's going on with Lay Archive with an E, the Atlanta spelling of it? What's going on with that? Always shooting some shots at somebody. Girl, leave that woman alone, honey. We know Drew ain't dropping it nowhere. So they're doing this meditation. And here goes Sheree in her confessional. Talking about, this is kind of like the retreat that I did in Portugal. And I'm so happy that I could inspire Drew. Girl, this was about her sister. And this is 10 times better and more effective than what you did down in Portugal. That was a full-on mess. That was the worst cast trip in the history of a Housewives franchise. Let's just keep it real. So as they're meditating, sitting still, feeling their energy, Kandi realized that she actually didn't need that release. Her group acting a fool, the heifer's acting up, all this work, her friends mad at her man mad at her, people don't think she got time for him. So she needed this release. Kandi, let me tell you something, honey. I'm speaking directly to you, honey. You need to put a therapist on your payroll. Hire a therapist down to the Candy Factory. In between all this work that you do, you need to be taking time to talk to someone about your feelings. And at least 2 days a week, you need to unplug. You still gonna be rich when you get back. When you return, you're going to be fine. So they pan over to the outside where the men are standing. While they doing the stuff on the inside, Ralph is on the outside flirting with that little friend of Drew's. Friend, take your ass in the inside. Why are you out here flirting with him? He's saying, what's up, baby? Nice to see you. Oh, okay. So you got time to embrace and be nice to this woman, but not your own wife? Ugh, I just can't stand him. I cannot stand his cone head. Aside from that, they get inside, they sit down to eat, and that's when all the mess comes out. Every time these heifers get to a table. So Drew brings up, why she was emotional at the table in Portugal. Sheree was like, well, I didn't know that you were going through all of that. So I heard that you went to court. So how are things going? So they show a snippet of her outside the court with her family. And, things are still going. I mean, Drew, you did look cute outside court. That's pretty much all I got from it. Ralph is outside telling them what happened. Drew is inside telling Cynthia what happened. Cynthia, you can still carry a scene, girl. You knew exactly how to transition right on into the mess. Well, I wasn't there, so who's getting sued? And what else is going on? Honey, I know that's right. Drew said the woman sued her. She had hair in the food. Drew didn't want nothing to do with her. It went from $1,000. Now it's up to $10,000. It's just so much going on. Kenya switches gears to Sheree's birthday dinner. Now, mind you, Kenya already knew that the man had asked for a Cashapp. So she trying to get the party started. So Sheree tells them, yeah, I had friends there from like 30 years ago. So she named Courtney and Sanya, whom she's just met, but she cool with them. Candy's sitting there looking like, not you invited them and they've been talking about this man asking for a Cashapp, but you didn't invite me. Candy, I don't think she likes you. Okay? Especially when you sat in her face and called her she by shin. Now, she brushed it off in her chinchilla that day. But she's still holding the grudge. Because that's how Sheree do, child. Remember when she had Nene standing on the outside of the party? My name's on the list. Nene's isn't. Okay? So Drew said, well, did my invite get lost in the mail? Kandi said, mine must have got lost too. So Sheree said, girl, you don't even show up for the group. So I didn't think you were going to show up for this. So now you assume that she's too busy? You invited her to everything else that don't make no sense. At least extend the invite. If she doesn't want to come then and she can't make it, she'll tell you that she doesn't want to come and she can't make it. You didn't invite her because you ain't want her there. Like, let's just be real. You good for leaving somebody off a list, child. So anywho, so then Cynthia goes, well, I heard y'all were divided. Okay. And it's giving very much the talls versus the smalls. So Monyetta was like, yeah, I told the ladies that it felt like a collusion. And so she spilled the beans and told Drew that Courtney called her a bia. She called her a B. Okay. A witch, but with a B. And Courtney was like, no, I don't even talk like that. I don't even use those words. What are you saying? So they run the tape back, and Courtney, you did, in fact, call the woman a B. Now, do I think Courtney meant it in a way like aggressively, like a dislike? Because you know how some people, when they talk, they be like, be this and be that. But they're saying it almost like a term of endearment or just in casual conversation. The fact is, you were denying it, though. And you did, in fact, say it. Okay, so one thing you need to learn is that they will roll that beautiful bean footage. They keep a receipt. I'm just saying. So after they do all that, they go outside. They're taking this picture. So Sonya gets in front with her shirt open that says, I'm pregnant. Now, Sonya, I don't know how many cricket machines y'all got in that house and how many T-shirts you gonna make. But, baby, if I see one more shirt, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing with you, Sonya. But, girl, you got shirts for days. Do you hear me? So she told them to open up their phones and look at the picture they just took. So everybody like, I don't see the picture. I can't find the picture. My phone won't open up. My folder locked. I'm like, oh, my God. Girl, why didn't you just take your phone and say, look at this picture. Do y'all see what I see? And then just let them see it. Because, honey, they act like they didn't see what you were talking about. So after about 30 minutes, they did find out that she was pregnant. But here goes Drew. Girl, just tell us. This is what she gonna say in the confession. Just tell us. It doesn't have to be a social media stunt. How is it a stunt when nobody posted this picture on social media? Just say congratulations. See, that's why y'all be getting on my nerves. Can never be happy for each other. Just be happy for the lady. It was cute. Okay? Now, do I think that she should have done it at your retreat? Maybe not. She could have waited until after, even though she did partially wait until after the event was done. I feel like she could have done it in another setting, but just say congratulations and move on, child. In the next scene, Drew is having a one-on-one with Dr. Ken. And so she sits down. She's talking to him. Drew, I don't like this little around the house wig. It's aging you at least 30 years. I do not like this little around the house wig. I don't like it. So she's talking to him. And Drew is telling him, ever since the date, it's just been downhill. He moved out of the bedroom. He's not speaking to her. Ralph is always moving to another room after a date. Don't go out with her no more. If every time you go out on a date, you're going to get pissed afterwards, then don't take her out. I could not deal with this passive aggressive behavior. I could not deal. I see why y'all getting a divorce. Drew, you are owed so much more. So Dr. Ken is asking, what happened on the date? She said, well, it ended in an argument. So she's telling him about the days of Ralph gaslighting her. Those days are over. Dr. Ken looked a little proud. So he said, well, what does this leave your marriage? It don't leave it no damn well. She says she's willing to try, but at what point does a person stop trying? Drew, let that little weirdo go. Let him go. Okay, he is going to meet someone that is going to put him through all the hell that he put you through. That same karma that Courtney was talking about, her cousin will soon receive that same karma. And cousin Skeeter, you ain't fooling me. Okay, that man is not your cousin. But if you want to pretend like he is, he's about to get everything that's coming to him. Drew, you do not deserve to be in constant turmoil and constant sadness. Yes, marriage is hard. Don't get me wrong. You have to choose your hard. Do you want to fight it out and have a hard time in your marriage, or do you want to have a hard time by yourself? Eventually, you have to choose you, Drew. So Dr. Ken said, well, when is enough enough? Hopefully it is now, child. They ran down to that courthouse racing. And that was the end of the episode. Child, y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. I tried to zhuzh it up a little bit. I thought it was a cute episode, and I really appreciated the retreat. And I really appreciated Drew's sister actually being able to tell her story and be a part. I just like that. And congratulations to Sanya and Sheree, drop hotel. Okay. And don't drop his Cashapp. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.